What's up, Step Back family? It's your boy Mikey Step Back in the flesh, in the building, and we getting busy talking about the LA Lakers and the situation at hand. All right, I talked about it earlier in my predictions. I said it's a few old men, and it's all showing up now. Respect to everybody on the squad. You know, the big 75 got 3 of these guys in that listing. Yes, Russell Westbrook, Anthony Davis, who's injured every minute, and LeBron James are part of that 75 family. But now we have an issue with age. 38-year-old, 37-year-old LeBron James, I believe he's 38. Then you got Russell Westbrook on the wrong side of 30 and is relying on athleticism. Anthony Davis, super player. However, cannot remain healthy. There's an issue with his body. It is systemic. He's young. That said, the Lakers are in a lot of trouble. And for all the gold and purple love that we get out here, we got to be honest with ourselves. I'm telling you again, age is a factor. Look how well Austin Reeves is playing for the LA Lakers. Don't sleep on the kid. Tremendous season. Is really doing what he wants, and I think he should be utilized a lot more in the offense. The older guys, Bazemore, your boy Ellington, not really contributing. Malik Monk, I expected more, but doesn't have the handles to get himself in that position, in-game handles, that is. And then you got your boy Carmelo Anthony, an offensive hero. But however, when it comes down to the defense, Carmelo, the thing that they need the most, he doesn't have it, though he looks better in recent events, which I'm appreciating from Carmelo. He's trying. It doesn't change the fact that he's also on the wrong side of 30-something, all right? They needed to build through the draft. They needed to keep some of the young talent that they lost. You know, we talk about everything that they had around LeBron James previously. Can you imagine if they let those guys grow and what they would be now? And that's the other issue that I'm going to get into in a second is Kuzma, Ingram. All these guys could have been there around James, all right? But he wanted to reload, and they got a championship out of it. Much respect. But now this is the result of the spoils of moving all those young guys and not letting the talent develop. You lose in the long run. All right. Short-term success. You could do your thing. You could trade that 300, 400 kilos and get that quick money. And I understand you'll be multi-millionaire. However, you know what's gonna happen later on, man. You know what they say, dead or in jail. I know some guys that make it. It's rarity, but it is what it is. The chances are you're going to be in trouble. And the same goes here for the Lakers. They sold too early. Now, let's get into LeBron James effect. I talk about it all the time. It's a problem. Every guy that goes and plays with LeBron James, except Anthony Davis, has to relinquish their powers. I'm not sure what it is, but sometimes, I mentioned this before, I'm a don't give a fuck guy. I'm a Sigma male, however you want to label that shit. I just heard and I said, man, that sounds like me. So I'm going to go with it, all right? I'm a tiger. I don't really give a shit, all right? I don't really give a shit. If I was playing LeBron James, he can stare at me all he wants. I'm going in. I'm doing what I do, okay? There's obviously sacrifices that you need to make within the offense, but is Russell Westbrook truly being Russell Westbrook? I'm going here because the Lakers need a change, all right? Do they need to maybe focus in on Westbrook? Let him be the offensive weapon. There's enough balls to go around to let Russ run free. There are plays where Russ is able to run free, but how about the helter-skelter Russ? Do you try to let that run and see what you got left in that tank in that old vehicle? That is where I'm going here. I mean, he's still, I'm a car guy. He's still doing 0 to 60 in under 4 seconds. He's still around there. It's higher. It ain't no Tesla shit right now, but he all right. He all right. He a little Cadillac CTSV. Man, that old muscle, that old crank. So why don't we try to utilize that more, LA Lakers? Why don't we try to get him involved in a way that he's been special on the Washington Wizards just a year ago in MVP season? I'm not sure why they cannot go to that and let LeBron James eat as well. That's the biggest question mark for me and a head scratcher in not utilizing the boy correctly. Now, his shooting percentage is horrible. The next phase of this, and it's 3 parts, right? We talked about the few old men. We talked about Russell Westbrook and how he's playing, even Carmelo, all the old guys. LeBron James is having a tremendous offensive season, but defensively he's not the same. Can't expect him to be saying doesn't have no springs. The last thing I'm going to tell you, it's just a new era of basketball, all right? It's a new era of basketball where a super athlete doesn't really need to be at the forefront of your offense, right? You don't need a super athlete anymore. And what I'm trying to say is it's a Booker season. It's a Curry season. It's a Thompson season. It's a step back season. It's the hardest season, right? It's a Kevin Porter Jr. season. It's not about how high you jump no more, guys. That acceleration. Look at De'Aaron Fox, one of the fastest, and was the next calling of John Wall. Okay, the next calling John Wall. Tremendous speed. He has it. He can gain it. He's young enough to learn it. But Halliburton was doing his thing, and he didn't have none of that. None of that speed. None of that. I mean, he had some athleticism, but didn't have the speed like Mr. De'Aaron Fox. Was putting in work. Because it's a step back season, guys. The game has changed. And these guys are from my era. LeBron James, Carmelo, one-on-one, Russell Westbrook, one-on-one, no step back, drive, muscle, right? That's the era they came from. That is gone. They have incorporated, a lot of them have incorporated in the game, but they're not Kevin Porter. They ain't bouncy like that, man. They ain't do. Steph Curry really created this shit. This is what the league is. You got Trae Youngs, you got all these guys. Doncic, the step back master. He might be my. He's moving up to my my number one spot, man. He fucking with Harden right now. I mean, seriously, Doncic, slow step back, stupid. It's stupid. So these type of players are now dominating the NBA. It's a new game, and these guys that are on the Lakers just aren't there. They're not there. It may be time to load up the rubles and let go and move on to the next conquest, because it's a new time, a new era, and a new opportunity for the LA Lakers to try to move on or add pieces. Now, what can they do solution-wise? I don't just talk. I like giving solutions. Maybe we make that another video, but there's a couple guys in Houston that the buyout guys that they can go get, old school guys that may get them at least into the playoffs and maybe a first-round run. So it's going to be exciting to see that. Eric Gordon comes to mind heavily. How can you steal one of these old vets that people are moving on with because there's a young team there and try to multiply and get better? I'm out of here. Step back. Mikey B. I'm gone. Peace.